Welcome back to this week's episode of Top Helmet Oddities. Make sure to check out last week's episode. There were some really crazy ones. This week, we have some really good ones too. I promise you're gonna wanna stick around. Let's start with a quick featured comment from Ghetto Megatron. Name just makes me smile. He had a few oddities that he saw. He mentioned the Niners chin strap decals, which we mentioned in a previous video. But yeah, they mark the helmets with the players' numbers to tell whose helmet is whose. When you have a bunch of helmets out in the field, definitely makes it easier. Then also for the 49ers is Ben Barch, who is wearing a light helmet. It's like one of 2 or 3 light helmets on the field. So when we do see a light helmet out there, it's like, okay, there you go. That's cool. New helmet. It's tough to be in the new helmet game in 2024. So I give credit to anybody who's trying to up the technology, because at the end of the day, the people who benefit are you, the players from these companies racing to make the safest and best helmets out there. So pretty neat. All right, starting with Thanksgiving in Dallas. Brandon Cooks made some pretty big plays, and this isn't a new oddity, but when you make big plays, people are going to recognize some newer oddities. And Brandon Cooks, for example, is still wearing a Vicis 01 helmet. Patrick Mahomes was one of the big name players that was wearing that back in the day. He and almost everyone else has switched to the Vicis 02. Seeing a 01 out there is actually more interesting than you would imagine, because they're becoming harder and harder to get them reconditioned because the pieces just really aren't out there anymore. That's a pretty good one there. I like that one a lot. The New York Giants, also in the same game, caught my eye, besides the obvious flaws and managing and disaster that team is. Brian Burns visor clips. This one is just odd. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can tell me. These are kind of like a black unbranded P-clip. I haven't seen these before. The only thing I can think of is because of that custom style face mask and those chevrons with those eye guards, there might have been not enough room to fit an Oakley or an unbranded Under Armour visor clip in there. So they used these little black things, and it didn't match any other player. Just interesting. I don't know. Next up, University of Miami. During the electric game between Miami and Syracuse, an impactful game for the ACC and playoffs, offensive lineman Jalen Rivers could have been seen wearing a neck roll. If you're a Miami fan, this makes a lot of sense, seeing his recovery and getting back in the game after his neck injury. But for everybody else, it probably looked a little scary to play against him. Neck rolls are somewhat common after somebody has had an injury. For Rivers, this was smart to just stay a little extra protected after coming back from an injury so soon. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't know what these neck rolls are. I was actually watching this game with some friends, and they were like, "What's on that guy's neck?" And I was like, "It's a neck roll. Don't worry about it. He's fine." Okay. One of the last oddities is with the Bills and Dion Dawkins, who may have had the best face mask in the league. This thing was awesome. So Bills offensive lineman was seen wearing a special face mask for his axiom with a custom shape. Kind of looked like a snowflake to me. I mean, what better way to play winter football than with this? And the lively nature of the Bills makes it even better, especially when he added the extra visor on there with, the ski goggles on his visor. I think it's safe to say that Dion has embraced winter ball. I mean, a snowflake face mask. It's super cool. And a few quick helmet swaps, including Joey Porter Jr., who recently swapped to a Speed Flex from the F7. We've noticed lately it's been the other way around, so this was a good oddity. Last week we mentioned Ryan Williams swapped to the F7, and it looks like he's sticking with that helmet despite the big loss last week. And next is Tyrone Tracy, Giants running back. He switched to the Axiom 2 weeks ago. Looks like that is what he's sticking with. So I just want to say Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you staying tuned. It's because of you that we exist. And if you like this kind of content, be sure to check out our other episodes. We have a bunch. We have a few more weeks to go in this series, and then the next series rolls out. Stay tuned for that. Till next time, cheers.